going to call this meeting to order. It's 6:30. This is a lawfully called meeting of the Joshua ISD Board of Trustees. The quorum is present and the meeting was duly posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code Chapter 551. Okay. Mr. Hickerson, do you have someone to say?
Yep, Mr. Cox, we live forever.
You just bow your head. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. Thank you for the many blessings that you've placed in our lives. And Lord, I ask that you just provide us with knowledge and wisdom as we make decisions for this district, and that we keep the best interests of our students and members of this community in mind. Lord, I ask that you just surround this district and keep us safe and free from any harm. I ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Okay. I think we have a couple of special people here.
We sure do, and it looks like we got somebody new. They got added to my booklet. So, all right, I'm going to call up first Ava Blaylock. Ava's parents are Chris and Natalie Blaylock. Ava loves to learn about history and visiting museums. She enjoys sewing and is involved in dance and theater outside of school. Our next surprise guest is Evan Bassa. Parents are Kurt and Tammy Bassa. Evan is a major baseball player. He also plays football and basketball and loves video games. He's a co-host of Alcohol. Evan is a 4-time NJE award winner, 4-time gold level mathematician winner, and has been an NJE All-Star student 3 times. And as a 4th grader, he proudly represented North Joshua on the 5th grade middle school madness, or 6th grade middle school madness baseball team, where he was the starting catcher and hit cleanup. He will play again as a 5th grader. Everybody, please rise over this in our pledges.
And let's give them another round of applause. Good job. All right. Now, that brings us to our superintendent report.
Okay, in our board workshop, we reviewed our enrollment report, our attendance report, our ADA report, our class account report, our child nutrition report, property tax collection, monthly financial reports, monthly and year-to-date status of special revenue funds, quarterly cash and investment report, check registrar, police department report, our calendar events, and right now we'll have our summer 2025 STAR retest results.
Okay, on the retest results, all of the board members have that information, but we proctored 91 tests this summer in June, and you can see the success rate there. The most retests we have are in English 1 and in English 2, and the success rate for English 1 was 16% of our students passed, and then so now that means that they are complete there, and 12% of our kids in English 2 passed. So any kids who did not have success in the summer will take the test again in December, and they're currently now at the high school working and receiving tutoring to help them be ready for passing the test in December.
All right, and that now will take us to our district and campus scorecards and accountability records.
All right. Very excited to present to you our campus scorecards and district scorecards. We have not done this in 3 years because, as everyone remembers, in 2023, 2024, the scorecards or APUF accountability was tied up in legislation. So now those are, have been settled in the court system, and so we do have our A through F accountability for all of those years, and so we can finally get back to presenting our scorecards. So I'm going to go over the district scorecard, and just to let you know, as you see the colors, and Shelley, will you turn off the light too? So our scorecard, we really are looking at our domain 2, which is that all of our students will succeed, will be prepared for success in the college, career, or military. And so you can see there across the top, we have our domains, and from 2022 to 2023, all the way over to 2024, 2025. So you can see as a district, we are at this point at 86, the B, so those have been improving each year, so excited about that. And the big gains we had in domain 3 went from an 81 and we have an 89 now. So those are in yellow because these are district goals that we put up here. We want our district to be an A. So once we can get it back to the 90s, we will turn that back to green, but you're moving in the right direction and excited about that. In this next section, the gray section, breaks it out into domain 1 with our approaches, meets, and masters. And so we as a district want 100% of our students to be at the approaches level. We want 75% to be at meets and 50% to be at the masters level. So you can see as we move from 2023 over to 2024, we're making some big gains there. And even in the master's level, even though we're all still in the red, all of those numbers increase because our master's level students on our STAR exams are increasing. So super proud of that and all the hard work that's going on our campuses. And then the graduation rate for the high school, we're all in the green there for New Horizons and Joshua High School. The next section is closing the gaps, and that's domain 3. And we want all of our kids, again, this is looking at the meets level or above. So we can see that we have transitioned with all of our students and with our last two with reading, language arts, and mathematics moving into the green there at the meets level. So super proud of that. And then the next section is looking at distinctions and looking at attendance. So you can see our attendance has improved, and so that is great because we want kids coming to school every day. And then in 2024, 2025, we did earn the distinction for post-secondary readiness, which is the only distinction that the district can earn. The campus schools will specifically point out their distinctions because at the secondary level, they can earn up to 7, and at the elementary level, they can earn up to 6. So they'll be sharing those in just a minute. Our next section there is just talking about our teachers and our paraprofessionals. We are 100% meet certification requirements. Our retention rate for teachers, we have gone from 81% up to 84% and 88% of retaining our principals. Our superior rating for our first scorecard, which is the financial scorecard, is at 82%, and Mrs. Martin always goes over a detailed public hearing regarding all of that data. And then the last section for the district is at 95%, and that is our customer satisfaction survey that was sent out to all of the campuses. And so excited about that. So great things are happening here in Joshua ISD, and now I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Neal, and she's going to talk about Joshua High School.
Y'all are going to see a big trend when all of us report of how much green were on the report cards this year. So it's pretty amazing, and that just shows you system-wide how all of our arrows are going in the right direction. And we're all the native at the lower levels and also at the higher levels. If you look across at the top, you can see that we were green up in domain 3, so we've grown in that area. Our graduation rate, our masters is probably our area that we really need to focus on, but those numbers have also come up. Down here in closing the gaps, we are all green. We have no red or any other color, so very excited about that. A huge shout out for us was that our attendance this year at the high school is in quartile 1, so it means that we were in the top of all of our comparison groups. So we're super excited with that. And when you're in quartile 1 in attendance, it helps with all of your other distinctions. So we earned all distinctions except math, so my math department is already on it. Plans are being made as to how they're going to join everyone else. Our financial down here, we dropped just a little bit, but we process more POs than the whole district. I mean, so that this is where it is amazing, and fundraisers and everything else. So we're fine with that. Most of that is just a signature that was missed somewhere. And then our parent satisfaction survey was at a 94. So we are super excited with all of our green that we're able to show y'all this year. And now Ms. Walton will do the lesson.
We're pretty pleased with our score this year with a 93, so again, an A. For the school year, we increased our approaches for STAR scores, showing more green in this category here than we did, and our total has moved up to an 88 with that. Our graduation rate still remains at 100%, and our parent survey says it's got a nice 96%. We'll continue to work hard to get those STAR scores, pass rates up to 100%, and look forward to growth.
Thank you. All right, next we have the ninth grade campus. Ms. Kinnear.
As you can see, we are an A-rated campus, made a big jump from 87 being a B to an A. Huge gains in, like she was saying, Ms. Neal, in category 3, domain 3, which is closing the gaps. Knowing our kids and getting the interventions early really helped. Although we are red here, we're starting to already make gains in masters, which is a huge deal for us. Went big time up here in the meets, moving kids to approaches, from approaches to meets. And then the big overall thing for us is we earned all 7 distinctions as And then at the time, we had a new bookkeeper, and she was learning all the new things, all the paperwork, the signatures, the dates matching. So this we already have a plan for. And then 96% for our parent survey. So doing good things.
All right, next is the senior at Loveland Middle School.
All right. The challenge is at 90 seconds. Okay, so I am super excited about what Laughlin has done. If you can see, we went up 8 points from last year this year. So 79 to 87 is lots of happiness there. We worked really hard over the past several years to put the right people in place and put the right things in place and to get us right here. This is only the beginning, of course, but it's exciting to see our campus goal last year was domain 2 and domain 3, that academic growth and relative performance and all of that. And if you see, especially with domain 3, we went from a 79 to a 91, and that's pretty exciting. So again, it's like the green is nice. The green is nice. Haven't seen this for us in a while, so it's pretty exciting. And we've got lots of things in place this year to continue that. I do believe culture is foundational for the success for any campus, and I believe we have that. We have that, and we're ready to grow that, and now it's a matter of, the exciting thing is, what can we tweak? What can we change a little bit to get us even higher? And then the cherry on top is we got 5 of 7 distinctions, so that's exciting. That's exciting. So again, just great things. We had 92% parent survey and an A on our financial report. So lots of good things headed for all.
Great. All right, next is Nichols Middle School, and Mrs. Snell from the secondary curriculum department is going to present that because Mrs. Watts is not here.
Yeah, this is Watson here this evening, so I'm happy to present the Nichols Middle School scorecard. As you can see, Nichols rose 5 points, so we're very excited about that overall, sitting at an 88, and I know that Laughlin and Nichols are going to get an A next year. Like, they're all working really hard. You can see, of course, there's a lot of red going on in our academic achievements, but that's because the district does set such lofty goals, as Ms. Augsburger said, but we do have improvements across the board, went from an 85 to an 88. Then you can see one of their big focuses at Nichols last year was getting that student growth, and so you can see that there is a lot more green here. They are working to make sure that they're hitting all of those subpopulations to get even more green for next year. And then, of course, they were not in quartile 1 for attendance, and as Ms. Neal said, that really helped you to get those distinctions. So big attendance push is being held at Nichols this year. All of our campuses are really focusing on attendance because that will help us to get more of those distinctions. But they did earn the post-secondary readiness distinction, so that's a great accomplishment. And then, of course, 91% on that financial scorecard and 97% on their parent satisfaction survey.
Thank you. All right, now we're going to the middle school, so we'll have Ms. Green on Plum Creek.
Okay, we have remained at the average. We've made a lot of changes going into the school year to make things even better and brighter, but there is a lot to celebrate in this. We, in approaches, made some masters, we're at an 83%. got one for math and we got one for science, which is super exciting. Every elementary has one science teacher, and so it really is building from grade level to make our kids successful there, so we're very proud of them. And then we did take we went up a little bit on our financial scorecard. We are in yellow, but we made some changes to our procedures so that will be in the green next year. And then our parent survey responses are at a 98. I pride myself on the relationships with our teachers and our staff and our parents, and that's indicative of the good things that are happening, like the Seamster said the culture on our campus is a good culture, and it's only going to continue to get better.
Thank you.
So, we held our A distinction, so we went from a 91 to a 92. We did see some growth in our domain 2 and domain 3, so that's always exciting. And like everyone has said, even though there's some yellow and red, we're still trending in the upward arc of things, and so that's good to see. When we're looking at our domain 3, closing those gaps, we went from a lot of 3s to some 4s in there, so still making those gains and improvements. Looking at the distinctions, we missed out on a couple of them, again, from that attendance, and so that's a big push. We want all of the distinctions, and so we're coming for those other ones we did not get. We had a 94 on our financial scorecard and a 92 on our parent survey feedback. So great things are happening. The staff is excited and they're ready to push and improve.
Thank you.
Good evening. Here at Caddo, comparing the data 24 to 25, we were a C campus in 2024, and we are a C campus in 2025. The celebration is that we did move from a 72 to a 76, and the goal for us as a campus in the 25-26 school year is to be at that B rating. Caddo has been a B in the past, and so we will definitely get there. Celebrations within domain 1. This is the district version, and we cannot ignore the fact that there is a lot of red. There is a Bobby version of this scorecard, and where I went in and looked at, there was a gain of maybe 1%, 2%, and so definitely some celebrations just super quick. When we look at all, still below the district expectation. Thank you for making that. Yes. For example, looking at the all going from that 65 to 68, we look at our African American sub-pop going from that 88 to 100. So again, definitely moving in the right direction. When we look at closing the gaps, still some red. RLA does trend a little bit behind math. And so we did look at vertical planning at the beginning of the year, in fact, over the summer. And so we made sure in reading and math that we have that common language as teachers for our students to receive that and internalize that. So then this way, when we're applying strategies, that language of assessment on tests, our students can definitely show that success. We are a campus. We did not earn a distinction. We have had the conversation within our staff. The goal is at minimum to earn 2 distinctions for this year. One, definitely everybody has emphasized it. If they are there, you'll learn. And so we're focused on attendance where we have weekly incentives. The grade level with the highest attendance rate, for example, last week had a popsicle party. So that's the we part. The me part means if I am there every single day, then there is going to be a monthly incentive for being present at school. So again, 2 distinctions is the goal for next year. 100%, we have a green. Our bookkeeper, Courtney Canoe, big shout out to her, new to the role and earned 100%. So fantastic job. A little bit of a dip with a parent survey. Being open and honest, Caddo Grove did not have a PTO, parent support, where the focus is academics behavior. I'm happy to report that on Wednesday we have meeting 3 with our parents, so we are bringing that back. So again, 26, hopefully the conversation will be a B.
Alright, so we continue to have an upward trend
and have an overall rating of an A. Our staff has made significant efforts and used some of the district software to provide data for them in all these sub-op areas, so we've made some growth in those areas. Students and staff have earned 5 distinctions. Yay. We're super proud of that. Our financial scorecard was a 91%. We know what our mistake was there, and so we've already got our plan in place to fix that. And we're super excited that our parent survey continues to be strong at a 99%. We're thrilled with the progress that we've made, but we know there's still more to achieve, so we're looking forward to a great year. Thank you.
And lastly, Mrs. Howell presents Nichols Elementary. All right, we are happy to be at an 83, a B. We showed growth in pretty much every area. We grew from a 77 in domain 1 to an 85. So that's a huge growth. And then we also grew in both sections of domain 2. Domain 3, that closing the gaps, I told my staff, and they're all in, it's gonna be a B next year. So we're gonna push for a high B, A, the ceiling is the limit. So we're just gonna keep pushing. There's already some really great efforts in place on how we can close those gaps and give those kids who may not believe or have the support at home that's, they're saying, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. I mean, we're already building that within our students at school because we can be in charge of that. So there's big efforts there to close those gaps. We earned 4 out of 6 distinctions, which was better than last year, so we're super proud about that. And our bookkeeper is back and better than ever. Last year she battled cancer, so actually it's not so bad. But she is back, and we're going to get in the green there. And we hold steady with a really positive parent survey every year, so we're proud of that.
Okay, now we'll transition to our emerging bilingual report. Rob?
Yes. Okay. So not only am I a principal at County Grove, but I am also the director of bilingual ESL. And so this is our program evaluation for the 24-25 school year. Within Joshua, we have 3 different programs. Our one-way dual language, which is housed at Caddo and Elder. ESL content-based, which is all of our elementary campuses. ESL pull-out model, which is all of our secondary campuses. The bilingual alternative program, we did have to file an exception this year. And what that means, one of our teachers within our bilingual program did not have the appropriate certification, so an exception had to be filed. LPAC is a committee that monitors our students, and this is just some of the responsibilities that we have for all of our students. This next slide highlights as far as enrollment and per campus, and then you can see, hopefully, thank you. This last year, and this is based on our fall submission, we did have 898 students in our bilingual or ESL program. And again, within that, we had 5 students that were parent denials, and where we did have a teacher that did not have her bilingual certification. That's why for the first year, you see that number there. Normally, we are not in a situation where we have to file an exception, but it was the case last year, and it is the case this year. Curriculum and resources. The district does a great job as far as ensuring that, just like our gen ed population, that we have access to that guaranteed and viable curriculum, along with things like BOMAT, MyView. Specific to our emergent bilinguals, we have resources through Benchmark. And then for language support, we have programs for our newcomers like Rosetta Stone and Summit K-12. This particular slide highlights as far as the assessment materials that are used. Again, common through gen ed, you see STAR DCOCs, district common assessments, STAR REN assessment, but then specific in our world is TELPAS. And that is the assessment that evaluates our students' English language proficiency in listening, speaking, and writing. And then Summit K-12 is what we use for benchmarks to ensure that our students are prepared, or most prepared, for TELPAS. So these next two slides are going to highlight reading, math, science, and social studies. Ms. Saul, I used your data, so thank you for that. And so you can see when you compare our EB students, and it's going to be the last row, lots of green. So our teachers going through some PDs and the appropriate certification is best preparing our students in these 4 areas. It brings us to TELPAS. And this is an area where we do need to maybe revisit. Before, we had purchased Summit K-12 for grades 3rd through 9th. This last year, 24-25, we purchased it for only grades 2nd through 6th. And so some of the dips that we have had in reclassification possibly stem from that, which is why we are definitely buying Summit K-12 for 3rd grade through 8th grade, working with some of the secondary campuses that are 100% behind us to ensure that our students are ready and meet that reclassification. You can see this last year, we had a dip from 105 students that reclassified in that 24 school year, and that dipped down to 71. But we are, of course, looking to support our students, making sure that they have that Summit K-12 or other prep opportunities. And so that brings us to our goals for this year. Our goals are always aligned to the district. Getting that 50% masters, looking at TELPAS, making sure that our students at least show 1 year's growth, and increasing that reclassification number by 50%. So, normally, this is my last slide, but I'm going a little bit rogue. And hopefully this person will not hurt me. But I want to talk to you about the Torres effect. And some of you are not familiar with this person, but I am here to enlighten you. So, community outreach is a huge part as far as Title III that funds our programs. So, do not hate me. She's shaking her head. I'm going to ask Miss Samantha Torres to please come up. And yes, and I'm going to tell you the why behind it. Anybody that sits in this role, you have your right hand, you know, the person that takes care of you, she is my left hand. She is sometimes my right foot and sometimes my left foot. I could not do my job without her. She supports every single campus within our district, supports at the district level, from things as simple as translations to things with, she has 21 families that participate in our adult ESL and family literacy program. So that's bridging home and school. So then this way, again, that slippery slope effect, where it impacts our students and it's going to impact our data. She leads us as far as creating family events annually for us. And so she is here with her beautiful daughter who is looking to become a teacher, which is why they are here. And I said, perfect. We are going to celebrate you. So I'm just going to ask for one more round of applause. And if I am not here tomorrow, she is the reason. So thank you all so much. Did y'all have any questions? I'm sorry.
No, but you are appreciated.
Yes. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Arthur. Thank you, Ms. Torres. Additionally, in our budget workshop, we reviewed our cooperative purchasing fees, and then that leads us into our campus presentation. I will call Ms. Morrison up to present her campus in North Joshua Elementary.
All right. So I'm Kristen Morrison. I'm the new principal, and this is Meredith Hansen, our new assistant principal. that have dedicated so much of their time and energy into helping him succeed. And so that's scary when you have two new people, and our fabulous Officer Cat back there, stepping into these leadership roles. And so we knew that people were maybe a little hesitant. Who are these faces and what are they gonna do? And so we just really wanted to jump into that culture and community and build that up in a fun way. And what better time than to go sit out in the hot sun and eat some popsicles with all these new people. So we had a fun popsicle event, and there we go. People show up, which was fantastic. We got to, I think, alleviate some of the fears. The kids had a great time getting to meet us in a friendly environment, especially Officer Cat. I know they had a great time getting to meet him. And so we're very excited about it. Hopefully this becomes a new tradition that we'll get to have every year and kind of welcome new families and new students onto our North Joshua campus.
Okay, thank you so much for all of that. We are now going to move to another fun portion where we get to brag on our recognitions.
Okay, our first recognition tonight is Mr. Jeff Poole. Come on up here. We'd like to proudly recognize Jeff Poole for his outstanding leadership and unwavering dedication for 16 years of service as a founding board member and president of the Joshua ISD Education Foundation. Since its inception in 2009, Jeff guided the foundation with vision and commitment, ensuring vital support for academic programs and enhanced learning opportunities for students across Joshua ISD. His legacy will continue to inspire the mission to endow, enhance, and support educational excellence in our district. Let's give him a big round of applause.
Go man.
All right, our next group is our Joshua NJ ROTC. They're led by Lieutenant Colonel Davidson. During the Labor Day weekend, 3 of our JROTC cadets, Corbin Bowman, Brodley Motley, and Ethan Henry, represented Joshua High School by volunteering at a special event hosted by the Outdoor Dream Foundation, an organization that provides once-in-a-lifetime hunting opportunities for terminally ill children. The foundation sponsored a dove hunt for several young people, many of whom are wheelchair-bound and face serious health challenges. Our cadets stepped up in a big way. Over the 2 days, they logged a combined 60 hours of community service, assisted in every aspect of the event. They retrieved harvested birds, picked up spent holes, helped prepare meals, and took on cleanup duties, always with a positive attitude and a willingness to serve. Their efforts helped to ensure the young hunters and their families could focus on enjoying the experience. One of the participants in the hunt was a child from Joshua, making our cadet service even more meaningful and personal. Their dedication and passion reflect great credit on themselves, our JROTC program, and the Joshua High School as a whole. They demonstrated the values of selfless service and community support in a powerful and meaningful way. Let's give them a round of applause.
Okay, now that brings us to the public forum portion. And tonight we do have 3 people signed up, and I'm going to begin with Dwayne Wheeler. And I want to remind you, we do have a 3-minute limit.
Yes. Good evening, Ms. Wilson, Mr. Henderson, board members. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dwayne Wheeland. I'm the chairman of the Cattle Grove Masonic Lodge Cornerstone Committee. I was the first president of the Bedford Library Foundation, where we completed a $12.5 million library. I served on the First Duals Bedford Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, where I received the Tarpley Award. Trojan Talk Mentor, 6 years, and I was the longest serving member of the HEB ISD DLC, where we completed a $25 million career technical education center. I also had the privilege of participating in the topping off ceremony for that building. See, community service and education is highly important to me. I moved to Godley in 2019 and joined Cattle Grove Masonic Lodge in 2020. I'm a 3rd generation Mason. So, on to the reason why I'm here this evening. The Cattle Grove Masonic Lodge would like the privilege of placing a cornerstone on the new elementary school being built in Joshua. It has normally been the custom in Texas that the owner of a municipal building or school would ask the local lodge to place the cornerstone, as this hasn't been the prevailing norm, and with the change of acceptance from the Grand Lodge of Texas, which now allows us, the local lodge, to come to the owner of the building and request that privilege. Today, hopefully, we hope Cattle Grove Masonic Lodge and this esteemed body will help us to revive that long-standing tradition and bring it back into our community. Freemasons are the oldest and largest fraternal organization in the world, dating back to the late 1300s. Today, there are more than 2 million Masons in North America. Masonry is not a religious organization. Members come from one very religion and belief and creeds, yet we believe in all one God. So as we have prayer this evening. Many of North America's earliest patriots were Freemasons. 13 signers of the U.S. Constitution, 14 presidents, including George Washington, were Masons. 20 of the 59 delegates who signed the Declaration of Independence for Texas in March of 1836 were Masons. Also, the first mayor of Joshua, T.R. Struve, was a Mason and worship master of our lodge. The Grand Lodge established an education fund in 1847, Grand Masonic Lodge. Well before the state started funding schools in 1856. Between 1850 and 1873, the legislature chartered 17 Masonic-sponsored schools. Texas Masons also helped establish more than 100 other unchartered schools in Texas. Additionally, many of those met in lodge buildings. Currently, there are over 120,000 Masons in Texas in 914 lodges. A Masonic cornerstone symbolizes stability, morality, and truth, representing the beginning of a significant project and the foundation for a good structure of life. Just as Masonry encourages members to become better men, better husbands, better fathers, and better citizens, beyond its focus on making good men better, Masonry is deeply involved in helping people. The Freemasons of North America contribute over $1.5 million a day to charitable foundations. Much of the assistance goes to people who are not Masons. The Shrine Masons, Shriners, operate the largest network of hospitals for burn and orthopedically impaired children in the country. There is never a charge for children. The Scottish Rite Masons maintain a nationwide nationwide network, of over 150 childhood language disorder clinics, centers, and programs, of which my daughter is a beneficiary. Many other Masonic organizations sponsor a variety of philanthropic endeavors, including scholarship programs for children, and perform public service activities within the community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we'll have Mr. Chad Gillett.
Good evening, my name is Chad Gilley. I'm currently the worshipful master at the Cattle Grove Lodge. I run the proceedings right now for next year within the lodge. Cattle Grove Lodge has been a part of the community with the city of Joshua, Texas for over 100 years. During that time, we've been an ever-present source of inspiration and charity to the community, but many may not know that what we do for this community. I would like to speak to the continuing contributions that the Cattle Grove Lodge has made to the community and schools of Joshua, Texas. Annually, we raise money for Joshua High School student scholarships. Over the past 5 years, we have donated more than $15,000 to students at Joshua High School to go towards continuing their education. We have hosted a Christmas fundraiser for the past 12 years for the Cattle Grove Elementary. We have been blessed to be able to provide food and gifts to over 72 families, which has helped over 300 children have a better Christmas. We donated around $50,000 in just over a decade to make sure that these children and their families had what they needed at the holiday season. For decades, we have partnered with the Masonic Children and Family Services of Texas to host an annual Fantastic Teeth campaign. This campaign provides free hygiene kits to every first grader in the Joshua School District. These kits include toothbrush, toothpaste, floss, and fun educational materials for dental hygiene. Over the past 5 years, we have donated almost $10,000 to the students of the Joshua FFA. With this donation, students have been able to purchase steer and feed for animals that they can enter for judging at competitions throughout the state. Recently, we were thrilled to host 2 students from the Joshua High School Owl Flight newspaper for dinner, and they interviewed us for an article in their paper. I will close with quotes from the article titled, Cattle Grove Freemasons, Joshua's Not-So-Secret Society of Philanthropists, written by these students. They said, Freemasonry speaks to the impasse of this generation who appreciate serving the underprivileged, having a supportive community, and becoming better people with the help of that community. They also write, some services that people may be surprised to know were done by the Freemasons, including giving Christmas presents to the underprivileged elementary students, sponsoring the CGE drug-free, bully-free bike show, the Cattle Grove Scholarship for seniors, and sponsoring elementary fall festivals. While a lot of their hard work goes underappreciated because of their assistance of not doing work for credit, they truly have shaped so much of Joshua, one kind act at a time. I will note that both of these students went to Cattle Grove Elementary. One of them was a recipient of our Christmas holiday giving that we do every year, and they were very appreciative. It was tremendously proud for us to represent them. Thank you very much for your time and consideration.
Thank you. And finally, we have Mr. Ernest Clark.
I could give you a little history and background, and we'll go over this. First of all, I would like to say to each and every one of y'all, thank you. Thank you for what you do for the community. Number one, I'm proud of this community because I grew up in it. First 36 years of my life right here. Then I moved on to Bone, Texas, where I became an ag teacher for 28 years. So I know what y'all do is important to the community, and I know y'all do it out of the kindness of your hearts, and I appreciate that. The other thing that holds a big part in my heart is the Masonic Lodge here at Cattle Grove, in downtown Joshua, Texas. It actually used to be close to where Cattle Elementary is. When the railroad came to Joshua, where the lodge came. Lodge came to Joshua. So we're here, we call Cattle Grove Lodge because we were in Grove one day. Now, if you want to look at the paper that I just gave you, and pardon my reading, I just had eye surgery, and I don't have glasses quite right for reading, but I'll try to get through this with you. Early Masons were pivotal in establishing the public education system in Texas by promoting educational ideals, setting aside lands for schools, funding educational institutions and providing resources for schools before a formal system was in place. Masonic involvement is evident in Marabou B. Lamar, the father of Texas education, who was a Mason and successful advocate for public education. Masonic lodges serve as community centers, hosting public schools, and even paying teachers' salaries, laying the groundwork for the state's public school system. The constitutional push, Masons, particularly Lamar, pushed for a constitutional mandate for public education in the early days of the Republic of Texas. Land grants, Lamar, Mason himself, successfully convinced the legislation to set aside land for public schools and institutions of higher learning, a critical financial foundation for the system. Educational funds in 1847, the Grand Lodge of Texas established an educational fund and appointed a superintendent of education in 1848, directing to support educational efforts. Masonic schools between 1850 and 1873, the Masonic Order chartered and sponsored 17 schools and founded over 100 other schools to meet the educational needs before a strong public system existed. Meeting spaces. Many early public schools were hosted in Masonic lodges, demonstrating their integral role in community life and education. Financial support. Some Masonic lodges directly paid the salaries of teachers to ensure the operation of the local schools. Masonic leaders in education, again, Marabou B. Lamar, as president of the Republic of Texas. Lamar, a Freemason, championed public education, earning him the title Father of Texas Education. On the back side of that, I'd like to conclude by saying Cattle Grove Lodge number 352 would like the opportunity to place a cornerstone on the elementary school to honor the tradition of public education and the history that is shared with the Masonic Lodge. The dedication to public schools and education remains a core value within Texas Freemasonry, with Masons continuing to contribute significantly to the educational landscape of not only the state, but also Joshua ISD. Each year, we award scholarships to graduating seniors and donate school supplies and dental hygiene supplies to elementary schools and staff. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for what y'all do. And we're just trying to bring some historic significance back to this world of ours. And I can remember there used to be a water fountain that sat outside the old cafeteria by the old Willie Denton College, right up here on this campus. It had a Masonic emblem on the corner of it for the cornerstone for it. We'd just like to show y'all how much we still appreciate public education and how much we support it. With your say-so, eventually, maybe we can get that done. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate your efforts. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, and Mr. Dickerson will get back with you on this, and thank you for taking the time to come speak. Okay, we're now going to move into the subjects tonight. Our first subject is consider the consent agenda.
Okay, so within our consent agenda items, we have our minutes, of our previous meetings from August 11th, August 13th, August 25th, and August 29th. We have no budget amendments, nor do we have any purchase of $50,000. Our recommendation would be to approve the consent items as discussed.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Motion we approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a first by Mr. Cisneros and a second by Mr. Cody Lee. All in favor? 4. Subject B, consider approving the district and campus performance objectives for 2025-2026 school year.
Okay, so the district and campus performance objectives are reviewed annually by our administrators and staff and support our district objectives. TA's commissioners' priorities and the state's goals and objectives under Education Code, Chapter 4. Per BQ Legal, the board shall ensure that the district improvement plan and improvement plans for each campus are developed, reviewed, and revised annually for the purpose of improving the performance of all students. The board shall annually approve district and campus performance objectives and shall ensure that the district and campus plans are mutually supportive to accomplish the identified objectives and minimum support the state goals and objectives under the Education Code, Chapter 4. So my recommendation would be approve the district and campus performance objectives for the 25 and 26 school year.
Okay, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve subject B as presented or recommended.
Second.
We have a first by Mr. Cody Lee, and we have a second by Mr. Ryan Watson. Any discussion? All in favor? 4-0. Subject C, consider approval of 2025-2026 school health and advisory council members.
All right, our school health advisory council, also known as our SHAC group, is a group of individuals that represent segments of the community and the school district, which provides advice to the district on coordinated school health programming and its impact on student health and learning. The members are nominated by their campuses and central office, and the board must approve the membership annually. So my recommendation would be to approve the 25-26 SHAC members as presented.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Motion we approve them as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a first by Mr. Cisneros and a second by Mr. Cody Lee. Any discussion? All in favor? 4-0. Subject D, consider approval of the 2025-2026 attendance committees.
Okay, just like the SHAC committee, campuses will present their attendance committees. So state law and board policy requires the board to appoint one or more attendance committees to hear petitions for class credit or for a final grade by students who have not met the 90% rule and have not earned class credit or a final grade. So my recommendation would be approve the 25-26 attendance committees as presented.
Okay, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion, we approve subject B as stated.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a first by Mr. Ryan Watson and a second by Mr. Randy Cisneros. Any discussion? All in favor? Subject D, consider approval of 2025-2026 safe and supportive school program teams.
All right, just like the attendance committees, just like the SHAC committee members, this is another list that's provided there within your booklets. This is in regards to Senate Bill 11 and Texas Education Code 37.115, which establishes state and school supportive program teams. The district shall establish a threat assessment and safe and supportive school team to serve at each campus of the district and shall adopt policies and procedures for the teams, which is approved by the Board of Trustees. The team is responsible for developing and implementing the safe and supportive school program under subsection B at the district campus served by the team. So my recommendation would be to approve the 25-26 safe and supportive school program teams as presented and are listed in that exhibit.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a motion?
Motion we approve subject B as recommended.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Cody Lee, second by Mr. Ryan Watson. Any discussion? All in favor? Subject F, consider easement with Encore for the JHS kitchen and cafeteria project.
Okay, in the previous meeting, you guys granted me authority, temporary granted authority to the superintendent allow for the project to commence without any delays. The easement will have to be granted by the Board of Trustees. The school district gave Encore an easement and right-of-way for installing, using, and maintaining overhead or underground electrical and communication lines. That includes wires, cables, poles, supporting structures, conduits, and equipment, and any necessary attachments. So recommendation would be approve the easement with Encore.
Okay, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, we've got a first by, motion by Mr. Cisneros and a second by Cody Lee. Okay, any discussion? All in favor? Okay, I think that. Is that it? You don't have anything?
Closed session, other than the fact that, within your booklet, we have our, staff and resignations and reports.
Correct. Okay, and none of that requires?
None of that work.
Okay. Well, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion we adjourn. Second.
Okay. We have a first and a second. All in favor? And it is 7:26. Thank you guys for coming.